And we are rolling. Hey guys, what's up? This is AG Dark here. Video, it's a live stream. You would think after doing this a while, I've got some good news. Got some good news up in here. So, number one. It's been almost a year, I'd say, give or take, or at least it feels like. So, last time we saw an update like this, it's been a while. You know, it was pre-corona. Before Corona had even been thought of. So, what's here and say that I have done the research? I know just as much as y'all do. For those of you who are avid PS4 players, and you also like using AirPods or Galaxy Buds, there's now a way to connect your device, such as Galaxy Buds and all that, into your PS4 or even your Xbox One. Now, granted, you need a Bluetooth adapter with the Xbox One, but I mean, how hard is it to get one? Release date, so here's how it works. Basically, they said we're going to release it in sometime in November. So, the guesstimated price is going to be about $400 or $500, so do start saving up for that. Now, they have confirmed, they've confirmed backwards compatibility will be a thing for the Xbox Series. To the newer new console, it will say it does not work. You know, so here's the deal. Let's go ahead and go into our yeah, no, nothing new. Look, let's check Benny's, because I did see some new stuff. So obviously you got the Glen, wait a minute. It looks exactly the same. I have this one. Okay, so here's the deal. So I've tried a couple of these obviously already. There's not really much difference here. There's a couple new cars. That's all they did. Honestly, I'm not impressed with this new update. But while I've got you guys here, let's talk some real shit here. Okay, so here's the deal. Hold on. Okay, I just need to double check to make sure my music is off. So here's the deal. With the release of the new console series, I'm going to be trying to find a way to capture on the Xbox and the PlayStation. Now, as you know, the PS4 has a built-in game capture setup. I don't know if it's like an actual game card, or if it's just written into the programming, or if it does kind of like how Snapchat does for Android phones, you know, where it screenshots it or something like that. But here's the deal. I'm going to be trying to get you guys the latest in tech news. Now, from what we know about the Xbox Series X is that, number one, hold on.
G'day, boss. This is your captain speaking. Captain Brendan Darcy. You know, on your enormous super yacht. You do remember you've got a yacht, right? Well, anyway, look. I don't mean to gripe, but things have been getting pretty hectic on board of late. Thought you might want to swing by, see what it's like to sit in the captain's seat. Seriously, hope to see you soon.
Okay, so that range of about, I'd say at least 500. And for a while, that has been the standard. But with the PS5 on the horizon, we will no longer need headphones. How cool is that? I won't lie, I'm interested in seeing how this will play out, especially to see if the PS5 remote will work on the PS4, because the designs are relatively similar. I do know, however, that the PS4 will not work on the PS5, as they've confirmed it will not work, but I do know it will be the PS5 will be backwards compatible. I know this because the PS5 is, if it's going to work on the PS4, well, PS4 works on the PS3, so it only makes sense. Now, obviously, you can't use the PS3 remote on the PS2 unless, of course, you use the original 60 GB version. For those of you who are not familiar, the very first PlayStation 3 at launch was backwards compatible with PlayStation 1, 2, and could play also PS3 games. Be kind of weird if it couldn't, but I digress. So, the reason why it cost so much money, though, is because it required a different power adapter. You know, it had to run a different source of power. It also required a lot more parts. So, for instance, that compact flash, which, let's be honest, who uses that anymore, if at all? Which, from my understanding, because I haven't delved into it, I haven't researched it, and I'm not going to. I mean, it's irrelevant at this point. But compact flash is basically supposed to be like the predecessor to USB, the USB flash drives that we know today. So, here's the deal. With all this technology crammed into this PS3, you would think that it's, you know, a lot. And you'd think, how they get it in such a small thing? Thing is, they didn't. It's actually humongous. Bigger than the PS4. It's bigger than the Xbox One, the very first one. It's actually bigger than the PS3 that we know today. The Slim is just that. It's actually a slimmer version of the fat PS3. And I do want to point out that the other PlayStation 3s can also play PlayStation 1 games. They cannot play PlayStation 2 games, though. Also, a little shout out to a local brewery, which, by the way, is not sponsoring this video or live stream in any way, shape, or form, but Brewery number 99, or Brewery 99, whatever you want to call it. Now, I haven't personally tasted their beer, but you know what? They're a local brewery in my town, and, you know, I kind of got to rep, got to support. In fact, hold on. I'm going to go get my brand new mug. So I work, as you guys know, at a local bar. Well, it's a raw bar and grill. It's a seafood restaurant that also does alcohol, all sorts of stuff. But search up Brewery 99. It's really cool. And so what happened is I worked there, or not 99, but at this local bar. And so I asked my boss, because they were doing a promotion, if I could have a beer mug. Right? I said, can I buy one off you? Because what they were doing is a promotion. You buy 99 beer that was on the tap. On tap means that what the bartenders do when they pull down the little lever and then they pour the beer in. That's called on tap. But basically, you order the 99 beer, you get a 99 cup and get to keep it. Very easy, very simple. And we had one left. So I asked my boss, hey, can I buy it off you? He just gave it to me for free. And it came with a sticker too. How cool is that? You know, and I'm so happy about it, I won't lie. Because, you know, though I'm not old enough to drink, it's still something I can appreciate, you know. And so I just figured I'd let you guys know on that. And I've heard the beer is really good. If nothing else, they've got really great marketing. So, you know, hop on that. Unless you're underage, in which case don't drink. Obligated to say it. Well, I'm not obligated to say that, actually. I really should, but, like, just saying, you know. Either way, back to the thing. So, what do we know about the PS5 other than its remote? Well, what we do know is that there's a theory going around. Like I said, very specific theory. There's a theory going around, you're going to be able to change the plates on it. Now, I do have a curious question about this, a little question about this. Will this mean that you have to take the plates off to remove the hard drive, or will the hard drive simply not be removable? That is the question that remains. Because I would like to remove the hard drive and replace it with the Samsung Evo. A Samsung Evo is just as good as any. Got the what's it called, SSD. Hold on, it's not popping up. What's it called? Okay, I got it. So, we have three types. So first off, we have the standard, which is the HDD, which is initials for hard disk drive. The way it functions is, think of like your DVD reader. You know, like when you pop open your computer and you slide that disc in to play a video game. Say you're like me and you go old school, you want to play Luxor or, you know, something like that, really old school. Or even Hoyle board games, you know, that's an old one right there. I think the last installment they made of that was like 2013. That's how old it is. Basically, the way that works is instead of you would slide the disc in and out, this disc is designed to hold a certain amount of data. A hard disk drive uses a disc to read data off of. Now, it's not slow by any means. Is it slow? It's slower than an SSD. But a hard disk drive uses a disk to read the data. And what it does is it's designed to carry more data at a time. So it's kind of like the difference between, if you want to put it in military terms, it's like the difference between having an infantry unit and, you know, a squad of snipers or special ops forces. You know what I mean? Yeah. So an HDD gets its power from numbers. It has it can hold a lot more data, and it can still hold a steady rate. Right? It's fairly, you know, steady. It gets the job done, you know, and it holds a lot of data. So if you're like me and, you know, you just want to play video games, they don't have to be exactly this or that way. An HDD is the way to go. Now, here's what I do recommend if you want to get faster gaming but you want storage. Get a solid state hybrid drive. That's the third one, but we're going to talk about that later on. So the second one, a solid state drive. Solid state drive works by using fibers and cables built into the drive to give it what's known as flash memory. And the best way I could put it is, think of using like a USB drive. You know how it's like super fast, it's quick, it's just boom, done, ready to start up. Well, solid state drive works in a very similar manner. The only difference being is that it's bigger. Realistically, the only difference between a solid state drive and a hard disk drive is one uses what's known as flash memory, which means it gets its power from, you know, electrical impulses and so on and so forth, you know, wiring. Whereas a hard disk drive reads a disk. You know what I'm saying? One reads a disk, one's a bunch of wires. So, you know, that's really the only the only main differences. Now, SSD will run faster, but you'll have to give up some storage for that. However, you can get one up to 5 terabytes, so, you know, if you're not going to use over 5 terabytes, you still can get a decent amount of performance. Now, you also have this thing called a solid-state hybrid drive. The way this works is it does have a disk, yes, so it allows for maximum storage, but it also has a boot, if you will. The way it starts up, it can use what's known as flash memory. Means that when you boot into a setting or something, not boot into a setting, but like when you, say for instance, if it's in a computer, you turn it on, it'll boot right up. You know what I'm saying? It'll be quick as quick, fast as flash. You know what I mean? So, honestly, I don't know. If I'm being honest, I'll have to do a bit more research, but as of right now, I'm willing to bet the SSD will be just as good. My only, you know, concern will be Will we be seeing a 2 or 3.5 hard drive? If it's a 3.5, it means you can put a whole computer hard drive in there. If it's a 2.5, you won't need, well, you won't be able to use anything too much bigger. Now, I'm going to search this up real quick. I'm going to pull this up. A 2.5 SSD hard drive. Over 6 terabytes. Huh. Over 2.5, I think is what we need. Cause let's see. So to get something that's that insane, to get a hard drive that's over 2 terabytes of SSD is going to cost you a pretty penny. I'd say about 4,000. That's what I'm seeing up here, but I saw some go up for 8. So, here's what I recommend for that. If you're like me and you need to increase storage, first thing I would do, you could, if you want to go the cheap route, do what I do. I got an external hard drive, right? And it's for my PS4. I keep my games up there. My brother uses the internal storage. Now, just use an external hard drive. I paid about what, 44 for what, 1 terabyte, and it still runs fairly smoothly. I mean, I'm sure there's some latency issues, but you have to really be looking for them. If you're just an average gamer, you trying to fly around like I am or something like that, you know. Actually, while I'm at it, here, tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and call my MOC, which, by the way, actually, this reminds me of the good old days on the PS3. Now, which, by the way, I will be trying to get back to that as well. PS3 don't get a lot of love anymore, and we're gonna change that. So, first off, as you know, I do a bunch of gaming videos. Like I said, you know, a couple videos back, like and subscribe, because I am trying to make this my full-time job. Yada yada. You know, if you have friends, show them this video, or better yet, show them, you know, all my videos. Now, I do know I tend to do a lot more live streams than I do videos, but that's just because I find it's easier to go on the flow, you know what I mean? It's easier to be here and experience that stuff, because see, I don't like editing. You guys know as well as I do, I don't edit. I don't do no editing whatsoever. It's not that I couldn't figure it out. I have someone who could, you know, but I prefer to do it like this. So you see raw, unedited footage, because it's so easy to edit stuff out. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, like, you don't get a true perception of who that person is. So, excuse me. Telling you, this cherry 7-Up is doing it for me. It is really good. Now, as you can see, it's empty right now. I'm thinking about putting the Zaba here once I get it. But as you can see, we got my weapons facility. Not my facility, but, well, you know.
You know, size might not matter now, but in the end times, oh yeah.
That was a creepy thing to say. And for the record, size matters when a person talks big game. I don't care if you're talking sexual or not. It matters. You talk a big game, hell yeah, size matters. Now, if you modest, you humble, I don't care what you're talking about. You could be talking about other stuff. I'm trying to keep it kid friendly, or at least PG-13ish. But you see, here's the thing. Here is the undeniable truth, okay? Okay, I don't care about size, you know, nor does anyone else. If you do, you petty as hell. Here's why. Because it should be about integrity. So here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you guys a little story from work. Fucking move out the way, damn. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. So there's this guy at work who, I won't tell you who he is, I won't tell you much about him. I'll say this. So I trained him, right? Now on the first day of work, for those of you who have not yet experienced this joy, showing up on the first day of work, you're probably going to be nervous. But for those of you who have, you understand what it's like, especially when you go to a new job. Now, normal start time for me would be 9 o'clock. They asked me to show up at 8. I show up at 8. This is when all the other, you know, guys, the cooks, line cooks, and the prep guys, or I guess prep girls now too, the prep station is getting set up. Now, my job as a utilities employee is this. So the first thing I'm supposed to do, I set up the front. That's number one. And I do this by, I set the chains up for the chairs out front. They're little plastic chains, like exclusive chains and all, you know what I mean. So, that's number one. Number two, we clean the front, and that typically is, you know, cleaning, you know, such as, I don't know, well, first off, clean the bathrooms, bleach, and stuff like that. You know, you give them, make them look real nice, make them smell nice and clean, mop the front, which, by the way, I now have to, what's it called? I now have to sweep the front, as well. Not that I guess I didn't need to before, but truth is I didn't, because night shift was supposed to do it. Night shift didn't do it, or rather they stopped. Let's see. You know what? I'm calling my deviant.
Bring it by. Aight, I'll get back to work.
So, anyway, back to the story that I was saying. Sorry, I got lost in thought. So, basically what happens is we do this, and, you know, I'm coming up on my 1 year of working there, by the way. So here's what happens. I am, well, obviously, I'm more experienced now. I'm the longest standing dishwasher there now, right? Or utilities, however you want to identify it. But basically what happens is that I actually, I learned, obviously I've become a professional at this point in time. Or at least, I've become a veteran, if you don't want to call it professional. And for the record, when I say a veteran, I mean in the textbook definition of, you know, not armed forces, just so we're clear. Not that I need to specify that, but you know how people are nowadays. But, you know, I've been there a while. You know, I know a thing or two about the job. And so obviously, this new guy I've trained. Now I've trained at least 5 to 7 people on Dish. Not all of them were bad. A couple of them were. A couple of them turned out to be horrible people. I won't say for what reason. I'll leave it to whatever you want to think. But, so basically, what happened is there's this one guy. We're not gonna call him by name, But basically, on first day of work, he shows up 23 minutes late. Now, he used to work at the restaurant that my boss owned prior. He used to work there. Now, he comes in 23 minutes late. I show him the ropes, and within about a 2-3 week period, he gets the I know thing going. He thinks he knows now. And so obviously they cut his hours. Now they only got him working 1 day a week. And so I'm over here thinking, well, this wouldn't happen if he put in the time and the effort and the energy. And also if he would listen. So a little bit of advice. And this is part of the reason why I'm telling you this story. A little bit of advice to those of you who are trying to get a job or are going after your first job. Listen to people who know what the hell they're doing, okay? I cannot emphasize that enough. Here is why. I've been on my job for about 1 year, okay? Here's the thing. I think I would know a thing or two. Like, I know what chemicals to use, I know how to wash dishes, I know the little tricks and trades and all that. And some of these guys just don't listen, or they do things wrong. And anytime I try to correct them, and it's not like I'm being mean about it either, just so we're clear. It's not like an asshole thing, because I can totally get that. I understand if people are being assholes about it, you don't want to, even talk to them at that point. But, like, these people don't listen. So, the best advice I can give you is take up all the information you can. Learn. Listen. That is the only way you're going to become the best at your job. You're going to know what to do and be an encyclopedia of knowledge. Have a wealth of, brain power, I guess. I don't know, whatever you want to call knowledge. A synonym for knowledge. You know what I mean. The point is, you're not going to succeed at that job if you aren't willing to, keep your mind open, Like, I get you're not going to get it right away. Like, when I trained this guy, I understood he's not going to get it right away. When I go to train these guys, I train them under the assumption they've never ran a dishwasher a day in their life. Or at least they've never run a commercial grade one, such as the one I use at my job. I always go under that assumption. The reason why? Because maybe they haven't. And if they have, well, it's a bonus, not, you know what I'm saying? If they have, it's not just something I expect them to know. It's a bonus. That's less teaching I gotta do for them. So, with that being said, so this guy starts getting to the, I know this, I know that. Then I correct him on something. Then he tries to turn around and tell me a tip. Let me tell you something. If someone who's been there a lot longer than you gives you a tip, okay, and then make sure they're not obviously trying to be assholes. Obviously, I understand that, but if they're trying to give you a tip, just shut up and take the tip. But don't try and counter back with a tip. Here's why. He countered back with a tip. You need to take the knives out first. First off, no you don't. Okay. Here's why. Here's how dishwashing works, at least in my neck of the woods, because for hotels they use conveyor belt systems, but we have a simple, put a rack in, you close the door, you set up the new rack, you let the cycle go through, you pull the door up and push it out the other side. We don't have a conveyor belt. But here's the thing. So, thing is, with that, first off, he don't need to be giving tips. He don't know. And for those of you who are going to be getting your first job, don't do this bullshit. Don't try to mask your dumbness with falsified tips you think are right. You are wrong. And if you think you're right, you are arrogant. Here's why. They've been doing it a lot longer than you. Now, if you know... Okay, say you've got prior experience in a restaurant. Let me tell you something. That don't matter either. or in fact any trade, really, it don't matter. It does not matter. You shut up, you listen. Okay? Here's why. You may have prior experience, you know, at one restaurant, but that doesn't mean that you know what you're doing at that restaurant. That just means you're gonna learn faster. You kind of have, you know, a grasp on the concept. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. Here's the truth, and this is actually a little tip. I think it was ROTC. I learned this. It was our ROTC or marching band. No, it was marching band. Yeah, I remember. When you practice the right way. Because if you don't, you'll form bad habits. Just like with a job. It is the exact same way. You think I'm crazy, but trust me, this will help you in the future. I get if you have prior experience, that's good for, like, on paper. But let me tell you something. If I was running a business, if I owned a business, I'm not going to go after the guy who has worked at 20 different restaurants on that particular job. Now, if I'm running a restaurant, I want to go for the kid out of high school. Two reasons. There's two reasons for this. Number one, the job I'm doing right now is not for someone who's trying to make a living. I don't make enough in terms of livable wage. Realistically, I make about $900 a month. Rent, just rent, if I wanted to rent an apartment by myself, the lowest I could go is $600. That's just rent. That's not the other $400 for utilities. Much less, keep in mind, that's 2 paychecks, by the way. That's not just one, that's 2. But most people say, well, why don't you get a roommate? Well, here's why. So the way that roommates work, funny thing how they work. You both have to have credit. Or rather, one of you has to sign and one of you has to have credit. But for those of you who are not familiar with the concept of credit, basically it's this number that says, oh, you can loan or you can't loan. And to simplify it even more, basically, if you borrow money from the bank and then you turn around, you know, if he's taking it, he can take it. I don't care anymore. Oh, never mind. Basically, the way it works is, if you got a high numerical value, you can borrow money at a much cheaper interest rate than if you were to use, say, like for instance, if you rented at, I don't know, let's say 730 versus below 550, you're gonna have a huge difference in how much you will pay. Or, even better, most people say, well, why not just don't borrow money you don't have? My recommendation to y'all is y'all are a bunch of geniuses. Unfortunately, you have to build credit. So, here's what I recommend. If you want to build credit but you don't want to run the risk of doing all this bullshit, here's what you do. Get yourself a credit card. Make sure you get one of those prepaid cards. Or not prepaid, but it's a special locked card. Now the way this works, essentially, is... this is how it works on my card anyways. What the... Where the fuck is it at? Sweet. I'm getting it. The way it works is I put a $400 deposit down. I don't know if I'll get my money back or not. But it's like I'm borrowing money from myself, I guess. But essentially, the way it works is I have a limit, and I use my limit to build, you know, my credit. Now, right now, my credit, I won't tell you what it is specifically. I'll just say it's like up there. It's pretty high. I mean, it's not 850, but it's still pretty high. I mean, so either way, the way I did this was I took a credit card, I built up my credit, and for the record, if you want to get a house loan, I did the research. you have to have at least 2 years of good credit. So I suggest you start doing that now. We're gonna get these battle goods. Alright, sorry, I needed these battle goods. And also, what's he gonna do about it? Go in the water, damn it. There it is, ladder.
You're dead,
Mother...
shit! Who got hit?
Now, I clearly killed him first, but how did I die? I'm over here. Now, how are these motherfuckers over here? Oh, he thinks he's... Ha! He thought I was really gonna let him get that. Mother... Finally. Yeah, little pussy ass boy. Oh shit. That's how I know he's a little bitch boy. Because see, back in my day, we didn't need those, but it's okay though. Because he's going to try and escape. Get. Son of a bitch. Why can't I get a clear shot? Come on, hit, 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 hit! Yeah! Check that out. See, he thought he was getting away. Why does it always turn to the side? Damn it, no. I'd like to point out that I'm actually doing really well, all things considered. Oh, and just this motherfucker decides that he was gonna use an oppressor. Boom, bitch! The fuck not? You already got one, you greedy bastard. That is how you do it. Now I know I'm celebrating my victory a little early, but let's be real. What are the odds he catches me? Nice little alleyway here, and boom. There we go. And that is how it's done. Alright, so let's, now that, you know, he's proven not a threat, let's go and check on our money. So obviously, we're gonna come over here, and wow, I've been making money while I've been away. So obviously, I'm gonna come over here, and we're gonna manage my warehouse. Let's go here. So what's fullest? Okay, pharmaceutical. Huh. Alright. Yo, yo, yo. Hold up one sec, John. Yeah, no, John, I tried to find you up here. Here, tell you what, join, here, get online. I won't run, I won't turn away, I won't let you get the best of me. I won't fall in your gravity, open your eyes. You're the earth and I'm the sky. Oh yeah, by the way, for those of you who didn't know, I can actually sing. A little something new to the docket. There he is. I won't run. I won't turn away. I won't let you get the best of me. I won't fall. Open your gravity. Open your eyes. You're the earth and I'm the sky. By the way, I gotta give credit where credit's due. If you don't know what song I've been singing or partially singing, that song is Earth and Sky by Of Mice and Men. Gotta give credit where credit's due. It's a really good song. Check it out now on YouTube or Spotify. Yo, 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 what it do?
Nothing. You know something?
I know a lot of things.
You know something? No. Imagine being insulted, but at the same time being complimented for saving your yacht captain.
What?
Part of the new yacht mission, the dang captain insulted me, but he also thanked me for saving his ass. Okay?
Nope, I don't have the brain power to deal with this. I do not have the capacity to deal with the complex emotions that you have just uttered.
I'm just saying, he insulted me by saying he didn't think that I had what it takes to be out on the open sea, but he thanked me by saying thank you. Okay?
No, not okay, because I'm still fucking confused. What? What?
Basically, I was working on these yacht missions, and I had to save him the bartender from a bunch of, I'm gonna assume, Asian people. And when I did, he called and both, I guess, insulted me and thanked me.
It was probably the people from the casino heist. They probably linked that together.
Is that what? I killed a bunch of them. I didn't kill anybody in particular. I just killed a bunch of random Asian adults.
Well, damn.
I don't know.
Right now I'm live streaming. And, well, I was discussing what is, well, originally I was discussing the new the new PS4, no, the new PS5 and the Xbox Series X. For starters, we got a semi-date on the Series X. The Series X is going to be launching in November.
You don't know about PS5 yet.
Mm-mm.
Somewhat of a waiting game with Sony, isn't it?
No, they're probably going to do Christmas time, because that's how Sony is. Now,
I would.
Well, yeah, because they can make more money off it. Because no, they're actually
Yeah, you can make money on smart frame
no. Xbox is actually smarter for releasing earlier. Here's why. So during the initial, what's it called? The initial PS3 360 release, PlayStation 3 had not been released, and in a year's gap, the 360 had been released, and it was the first console to feature Netflix and have an HDMI port. Now, the downside is obviously the red ring of death, and they had to fix the hardware, but they had enough time to kind of get all the kinks out of their system. PlayStation didn't. They just kind of had to launch into the foray. So, you know what I mean? Like, so with Xbox now, once again, taking that leap, I don't know.
Nah, they're gonna have time to fix their whatever's wrong with it.
Whereas with the PS5, they're gonna have less time. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are gonna expect them to take a little bit longer to fix. And so that's why I think people will flock to the what's called the Xbox Series X first. Me personally, I'm buying both.
I'm just gonna stay away from the Xbox Series X because I don't want to figure out
Dude, okay, dude. You're going to be carrying around a console out of the way. The only difference is that you're getting a Wi-Fi router. You're getting a Wi-Fi router or a mini fridge. If you're going to be carrying around a Wi-Fi router, you might as well carry around the mini fridge.
I don't know. What exactly are you doing? I thought you were trying to sell stuff in your bunker or something. Nightclub.
Nope. I wasn't selling nothing. I was looking at my stuff.
I was gonna try to finish helping my yacht captain person, dude, whatever trouble he's in.
Honestly, from what I've seen in this update, it's pretty shitty.
I don't know. I've tried the Solomon mission, so I don't know yet.
Look, I'm gonna be real with you. They just need to do a military update. Here's what they need to do, okay? So we've got customizable trucks. Hold on. We got customizable cars. We got customizable planes. Hell, we even have flying blimps. We even have a place where you can customize weapons. But yet we don't have a place where you can customize boats. Tell me, wouldn't it be cool if you could buy a dinghy and have a 50 cal mounted to it? You know what I mean? Yes, exactly, 100%. And with it, they need to release some new aircraft.
I'm just saying, that might be the big update that you're talking about later on.
They're not going to do a naval update. Here's why I say they're not. Because, okay, I've been pitching this idea for years, and I know they can hear me. Right? There's no way they can't. So, look, here's what I think. Wholeheartedly, I think they should do that. Because they should make it where you could trade your yacht out for, excuse me, an aircraft carrier. Aircraft carrier would be better because you could actually hold aircraft on the deck. Not to mention the fact that if you use the back storage unit, you could also customize boats back there. You know, don't get me wrong, I love the yacht. I love the yacht. You know, it's glamorous. It's, you know, it's the shit. But let's be real here. An aircraft carrier would do so much better. Alright, so as of right now, here's what I got. I've got $1,366 or 66. Well, I've got more than, huh?
Okay, but I got a question.
I got an answer.
How do you feel about putting out fires with a Tula?
What?
How do you feel about putting out fires with a Tula?
What are you talking about? Hold on, let me see which one the
That's
Tula
the
is.
mission I have to do.
Tula is a aircraft, yes?
Yes.
Let me see what you're talking. Oh, the Tula! Oh, I know, I had that. Yeah, I had it. I only sold it because well, I needed the money. Such a sad day when you have to sell.
We have to save a bunch of rich people with a Tula by putting out fires.
I'd say let them burn if they gonna rub it in our faces. You know what I mean?
The reason I have to is because Brendan, my captain, said if the country club goes up, the yachts will next. That's the only reason I have to help him.
Ah, well, don't get me wrong. I'm not against helping rich folk. It's just.
Plus, he made a promise that we from GTA.
Ah, I see. I see. So what he did was basically he pulled a parent move and volunteered your time and energy for shit that has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, because he wants to see how what he feels with every single day.
You pay him. So I would have said, listen, you little shit, I pay you to keep this boat right here and keep it well maintained. You don't get to chill me. Especially if I'm writing the paycheck, you know? Well, let's be real. How many of them do you really believe he has to actually do every single one of them? No, he don't. Even in real life, he wouldn't. Okay, look. Well, that's irrelevant. Either way, it's irrelevant. What is relevant, however, is determining whether or not what's going to happen with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. Okay, for starters, we know that both of them are going to be backwards compatible. We know that that's a fact. But what we don't know is how far will the PS5 be backwards compatible. Now they've confirmed that the PS5 will natively support PS4 discs, but it doesn't say anything about being able to buy them. It won't be, unless it's like a digital thing. That's why, because here's what they said. They said PS4 disc will be natively supported, which means you can play natively, which means like disc-wise, you can stick your disc in there. Now, I don't know about the PS1 through 3 games. Personally, you could just get a whole. You can.
I have like 30 PS2s and they've all kind of broke. I got a lot of PS2s.
Yeah.
My thoughts on, I would try an Xbox, but I don't know. Yet. The focus isn't on the console itself, it's on the games that are coming out. Okay? Over there?
Yeah.
That's just my take on this whole console thing. Well, you bring up Sony and Xbox, but what about Nintendo? about Nintendo?
Nintendo's not in the race right now. They haven't released anything out the gates aside from the Switch, and the Switch is making them new money.
Yeah, because HHG, you understand you can carry the Switch anywhere and play it anytime you feel like playing. Offline or offline, anywhere. Yep. Anyway, I'm gonna try to help the Australian ship captain again. You down?
Meh.
It's up to you, man. Started off because you're crazy and you like to shoot and you like to shoot things. I guess I just had your job on that one.
Sorry, I was
You zoned out or you just tired?
well, a little bit of both. But yeah, no, I'm
You're better if you feel like it. You're better if you feel like it.
I really should. Oh well.
I'm just gonna probably do this mission and then agent.
Mm-hmm.
He's now the Australian ship captain telling me he's giving me some kind of deep water diploma for doing all this crap I've been doing for him all day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the only thing I want from him after this is over is to drive this dang yacht. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that I would very much like to do. I don't know where to drive the yacht to if I could drive it. Don't know
Can you drive the yacht afterwards?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out by doing these missions.
Hold on, I'll cut to the chase.
Okay. Alright, looks like I'm actually going
Yeah. Yeah. According to this, it says you can't.
that's what I'm doing these missions for nothing.
Well, to be fair, it's pretty new, so. Alright, well, I'm gonna get off because it is kind of late.
Okay. You ended.
See ya. Alright. Alright, so guys, like I told John, I'm gonna be getting off. But before I do, I want to let you guys know there is a new way for you to connect Galaxy Buds and what's it called? Galaxy Buds, AirPods to your PlayStation 4. Now you can, of course, do this through the not the PS5, the Xbox One, because the Xbox One originally does not have backwards capabilities, but you can probably get around that with new adapter. It comes in two pieces: the part you plug into the USB and the part you plug into your remote. Figured it was worth letting you know. Alright, well, I'm out of here, but don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, so on and so forth, or just subscribe. You know, either way, watch time is watch time, you know. And if you do guys get the chance to what's it called, do check out the newest videos. I'll be posting a video of the missions tomorrow, or I'm gonna try to at least. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do all of them at once, or at least try to do them all in one hit. Only reason why I didn't do it right now, I want to see what the new update. I'm gonna be showing you guys tomorrow in a video yacht missions. I'm gonna try to do at least a couple of them, but we'll see. Anyway, I hope you all guys enjoyed this live stream, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. And like I said before I leave, get your friends to subscribe and all that. I'm trying to make this my full-time job, and I can only do that with the help of y'all. And I don't know if I left my Instagram in the thing. What's it called? I know I left my Twitter in there, so feel free to follow me on Twitter. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm out of here. Alright, see ya.